Are you tired of being weighed down? Have you fallen asleep on your health? This is your wake up call with my dad, Keith, my husband, Kyle, and me, Ashley.
Good morning, everyone. It is day 139, and this is your wake-up call. It's time to get up and get going with with our heavy house. Not your heavy house, but our heavy house. Maybe your house.
Have a heavy house too. You don't know.
Yeah, they could have a heavy house. So, this morning, it is beautiful Saturday outside. Fall's trying to creep in. Weather's beautiful outside.
You should not even say that.
Well,
we're still in August, and we're in Tennessee and North Carolina. It's going to be hot till October.
You're right.
It's been nice this week. The temperatures have been great, but all these people saying fall is coming, y'all know better than that. Don't even say it. It's going to be 100 degrees in 3 days, probably.
I'll tell you though, I'm ready. I'm ready for a little bit of fall weather, a little bit cooler weather, and I'm ready for. It has. I'm ready for football though. So 7 days away, and in fact, we as a family are going to be together in Florida. We are going to Orlando. Yep. Well, by the time you hear this.
We have been to Orlando.
We have been to Orlando, and so we're going to go watch Alabama play football. I'm not a big Alabama fan, but everybody else is, so I'm along for the ride.
You'll be fine.
I'm still debating whether I'm going to be supportive of my team, because I don't know that I want to deal with the flack. So. I don't know that I want to wear my Tennessee jersey and hat and catch junk the whole time I'm there.
I told Timmy your idea about making a shirt that says "Thanks for Pruitt." He thought that was hilarious. He really wants you to do that.
No, my idea is Jones for Pruitt, best trade ever.
That's rough. That's worse.
Yeah. I think I could probably get it on ESPN with that sign. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, we're gonna go watch Alabama and Louisville. Slug it out. I don't know that it'll be much of a slug out. Louisville's been pretty good, so in the past couple of years. So, but against the Tide, I don't know that they can stand.
Oh, they're just doing it for money, you know.
Louisville's had some pretty good players the last few years. So, anyways, we as a family are going to be trekking down to Florida and
going to that game.
Going to the game, hanging out.
We've at a house for the week following.
Yeah. Trying to just relax a little bit and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, here's the thing about it. You know, we are going on vacation, and we are going to eat some things we haven't been eating in a while. But I know that I've changed my body enough to where I'm not going to be able to eat like junk every single meal. I will not feel good. I will not enjoy myself. You know, there are a few splurges we want to make. Like, we want to eat some seafood while we're there. We might tailgate. We're not sure. We might eat a hamburger. But we're not going to be able to eat like junk back to back, or we're just not going to be able to function.
Yeah, you're right.
So, we're already talking about, like I said, we have a house rented. So we are talking about bringing, some cookware and maybe some different things we'll cook while we're at the house throughout the week to kind of keep us balanced, I'm going to say. Not on track, but balanced. We want to we said this whole time we want to make this a lifestyle thing. And if you're on vacation, part of that is enjoying the local food and maybe drinking a Coca-Cola while you're at the football game, or the mindset of this is vacation, and you are not on vacation 365 days of the year, maybe 7 days. I'm not going to be that person that refuses to enjoy food on vacation the whole time. But I am going to be that person that I'm not going to get so far off track that I'm going to gain 15 pounds and feel horrible, and it will take a month to get the weight back off.
Right.
You gotta have some balance in there. So if we're eating at the house, we probably need to be eating some vegetables.
Well, and if you think about it, I mean, if we plan for a meal out once a day, maybe once a day.
Right.
Because I figure we'll end up grilling or something at the house, or we'll end up cooking dinner and hanging out at the house, which the houses we're staying at have pools and they have places to hang out and they have stuff to do. And, but if you figure eating out once a day, maybe, then, you've got those other 2 meals to capitalize on. And I think by the time we get to the end of the week, our desire to go out and eat may not be as, especially for those of us that have been eating plant-based, we're going to be kind of done with it after the first couple of days, because you get a couple of those meals and you don't feel good, or
and we're not sure where all we're going to go. We talked about Disney World for a little while. I don't think we're going to do that now. It's so expensive, and our bunch, the majority doesn't care to get on roller coasters and stuff. I love roller coasters, but I need to get my weight down a little bit further.
I need to be about 100 pounds down before I get to one.
That's just a lot of money for a bunch of people who aren't going to get on a ride, and I suspect with it being Labor Day, they'll be so crowded.
And there's other stuff to do in Orlando.
Oh, there's tons of other stuff, but what I was getting at there is whatever we decide to do, we're going to need to be active. We're going to need to be able to walk around for a long time and be on our feet for a long time. And if we eat junky every single day, that's going to be a challenge. It's not a challenge right now while we're eating mostly the way we're supposed to, but that can go downhill very quickly.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think a couple of things that I've been thinking about is I want to bring my blender and make sure I can get my green drink thing going in the morning.
Yes.
That seems to set the tone.
Yes.
And make sure that I get enough green stuff, because a lot of times it's hard to, even when you're eating plant-based, you don't get a whole lot of green vegetables.
Yeah.
And,
I get
yeah. And another thing is we're going to try to get to the gym at least 2 or 3 times while we're down there, and we don't know where that's at or what that's going to be or what it's going to look like yet, but we'll have to figure that out. But yeah, it's time to get prepared, because we'll be leaving here in 4 or 5 days and be on the road for a week.
Mama's talking about wanting to keep walking every day so we can get up and walk around the neighborhood, I guess. Oh, I get, we're saying all this to be clear. We're not giving up everything we've been building, just to have fun, but we're going to have some fun while keeping some of our habits up.
Yep.
I was talking to Mom also. She has it's not an Instant Pot, but it's an electric pressure cooker. She's going to bring hers. I'm going to bring mine. So we can cook beans in one and rice in the other, maybe get some vegetables and, some stuff like that to just have to eat a quick lunch or whatever it is that we need. And I think you're right about that green drink. Even if that's the only healthy thing we have all day, that's going to be good to at least aid in our digestion, my body's not going to know what to do if I don't put any vegetables in it,
Mm-hmm.
It's very well acclimated to that, so. And I like that green drink, and we started putting some protein powder in it.
Yeah.
I don't remember, what is it called?
I'm not sure who makes it, Orgain or something like that.
Yeah, Organics, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's a plant-based protein, and I've gotten to where I'll drink a shake with a banana, some protein, and some spinach for lunch on most days. And at first, when Dad was saying I needed to probably add some protein to my shakes, especially if I'm lifting and working out and stuff, my first response was, well, I don't know if I need that many calories. Because my mind's going back to like whey protein,
Yeah.
which packs a huge caloric punch, Not that I'm counting calories, but, part of the purpose of me drinking green drinks and smoothies a few times a day is just to kind of just cut back on the junk I've let creep in lately, And 2 scoops of that stuff is only 150 calories. So that's way down from a normal whey protein.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you, the way we make those things is, we put whatever water, how much ever water we need in there for how many drinks we're going to make. But the first thing we put in that blender is we just pack as much spinach down in there as we can get in there.
Yeah.
I mean, several handfuls of spinach. And that's what we start with, and then put a banana or 2 or 3, depending on how many drinks you're going to make, and then the protein, after you get that blended, I mean, those things, it's almost like drinking a milkshake.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
It's pretty good. And you don't even taste the spinach.
Spinach is so soft, it blends up really, really well. Now, we've tried kale in the past, but we don't have a blender that's high enough to get that kale chopped up. But it chops that spinach, though. You don't even...
Pretty fine.
Yeah, it's very...
We're using a what is that thing called? Ninja.
Yeah, we both have a Ninja.
And that's a pretty good blender, but it's not like a Vitamix. A Vitamix will smooth out that kale too.
Mm-hmm.
But those things cost about $450.
A Ninja is a good mid-grade blender.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to do better than your Oster. Or your Oster, whatever. It's not going to do as well as a Vitamix or a Blend Tech or something like that, but it chops things up pretty well. Enough for what I need right now, anyway.
Yep.
I've just given up on putting kale in my drinks because it was just too gritty. But yeah, the spinach, water, frozen banana, protein powder, really good. And you got the banana is key though in those drinks, because just the protein powder alone is not super tasty, and the texture of it's a little weird. But when you put that banana in there, it smooths it out and it tastes a lot better.
Yeah, frozen bananas.
Mm-hmm, frozen, and the texture's a lot better.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna take take a bunch of cookware, and we're going to make sure we get a lot of walking in and go to the gym a few times. And I'm hoping that I don't put on a whole lot of weight while I'm there. And if I do, I'm sure it'll be something manageable that I can get back off pretty quickly. So I plan to enjoy myself and to keep balance and not fall off the wagon. What I'm going to do.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. And it's possible. So.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, anything else you want to add? Anything you're looking forward to? Other than the Alabama game?
I think either because of the changes we've made, I think we're going to have trouble eating.
Yeah,
we're not going to be able to eat as much in regards to this other stuff, and especially if we're still doing this at breakfast and at lunch.
Yeah.
So I don't think the impact is going to be near as bad as it would have before. I think it's still gonna be rough, but
I get really bad about beating up on myself and getting down on myself and not seeing any changes when I look in the mirror, and I haven't lost weight as quickly as I anticipated, and all this and all that. And I was driving down the boulevard last night, and that's our main drag in town, and that's where all the fast food places are. And it was late, and I'm not going to lie, I really wanted some ice cream. And so that's what I was thinking about. Well, if I were to go to one of these places, which one would I go to? What would I order? And then I started thinking, we've been doing this for over 4 months now, almost 5, which is crazy. And where I'm passing by all these restaurants that I haven't set foot in. That these are places I used to eat like once a week or once every couple of weeks or more than once a week. Passed by Zaxby's. I haven't stepped foot in a Zaxby's. I have not been to Burger King. No, I've been to Burger King once and got a veggie burger. I have not been in Wendy's. I have not been in Long John Silver's. I have not been in Hardee's. I have not been, what else? The biggest one, though, that I'm saving for last is I have not been in McDonald's, and that's my favorite fast food place. Haven't been there in 139 days, and that sounds silly to some people, but that is such an accomplishment for me because that is my comfort food. That is when I'm feeling, sick. If I have a cold, that's what I want to eat. If I want to grab something fast, that's where I go. If I'm traveling, that has been my travel food for years. And I was just sitting in my car and I was thinking, I've accomplished more than I let myself realize. Not going to McDonald's for 4 months is probably the longest I have gone without McDonald's since I was a child. And I'm not exaggerating with that. And sorry, this is kind of a detour on what we were talking about, but I've got to do better about reminding myself what I have done so that I stay on track better instead of thinking about all the ways I've messed up. I have not been perfect, and I can do better, but I've got to get my mind back where, you know what, I have not been perfect in these 4 months, but I'm so much further along than I would be if I was still eating McDonald's or still eating Wendy's and Zaxby's and all these other places that I have not touched in months. And that's a big deal. And I've said this before, you've got to find your wins and you've got to remember them so that you keep on making good choices. So on vacation, I'm going to make as many good choices as I can, and I'm going to have a few treats, and I'm going to try very hard not to beat myself up about it so that when I get back home, I get back on track 100% and know that a week is just a week and it does not add up to anything significant if I get right back on track and I keep going.
Yep.
And there have been a lot of times in my life, I've done really well and we've gone on vacation or we've gone out of town and I've gotten off track and I've let that keep me off track because I feel so guilty.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let myself do that this time. I just want y'all to know. So,
Good.
there you go. There you have it.
I'm going to hold you to it.
I know you will. I know all y'all will. That's why I say that on here. And the struggle of eating food that's not good for me is still a struggle. I feel like we've been doing this for a long time, and some things have gotten easier, some things have not. It's still a daily struggle, and I wonder sometimes, is this something that's going to be in the back of my mind forever? Am I always going to drive down the road and think about what ice cream I'm going to eat? I just wonder if that's always going to be part of me. But then I think, I'm 31 years old, and for 31 years, I ate like crap. I can't change my line of thinking automatically in 4 months. I can work on it, So if any of you are still struggling with that, know that I am too. And I just continually keep getting back on my horse over and over again every single day. And I think that's the only way that anybody can do this. If you're wanting to change, you just got to keep on getting back on your horse every single day. And if you're struggling, I'm struggling too. And if I can do it, you totally can do it.
Agreed.
You can totally do it.
All right. Well, you heard it here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening this morning. We really appreciate you. Please follow us on social media at Our Heavy House. You can also go check out Ashley's Instagram at My Plant Food Diary. There, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can get this wonderful podcast each and every morning. We're on almost all the platforms, so whatever way you're listening to us today, just go ahead and subscribe so that you get us each and every day. Looking forward to Florida, but we're looking forward to being back with you tomorrow. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.